Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we bring you a major breaking news update that is raising serious questions and serious concern across the country. In today's report, we'll cover three major developing stories. First, we'll talk about a shocking court session in Juba where an expert witness said Dr. Riek Machar failed to control his forces, even though no direct military order were found on his devices. Second, we'll talk about the fresh fighting has erupted in Jonglei State as SPLA forces reportedly regained control of Akobo town after an early morning operation. And third, we'll talk about a deadly attack in Abyei as left 5 people dead, including women and children. Before we proceed, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with court case against Dr. Riek Machar. Today in Juba, the court heard more testimony in the case involving opposition leader Dr. Riek Machar. A digital forensic investigator from South Africa appeared before the court and shared his professional findings. The investigator, identified as Redlock Peter Calvin Rafadi, told the court that in his opinion, Dr. Riek Machar failed in his responsibility as the leader of the SPLA forces. According to him, March 2025 attack in Nasser was partly linked to what he described as a failure of command. This means he believed Dr. Machar did not properly control the forces under his leadership. However, what made this testimony very important is that the expert also admitted something serious. He clearly said that he did not find any direct military order from Dr. Machar's phone or laptop. This means there was no message, no document, and no digital instruction telling fighter to attack. This point became the center of strong questioning from the defense lawyer. Dr. Machar lawyer Anis Tombe Agostino challenged the witness in court. He asked whether the report clearly proved that Dr. Machar gave any order that led to the killings. The lawyer pointed out that there was no direct evidence linking Dr. Machar personally to the attack. Under questioning, the expert admitted that he was unable to unlock Dr. Machar's phone and laptop. And because of this, he could not fully examine the content of the devices. According to the expert, he did not have the password. This means the investigation could not access possible private call, messages, or file stored in those devices. Even so, the witness still insisted that his professional opinion remained the same. He said Dr. Machar failed in his role as commander. Another important point raised in court was about phone calls. The expert said there was evidence showing voice call communication. But when asked about what was said during those calls, he admitted he could not know the exact content. This means the court still does not know what was discussed during those conversations. This is major. This is a major issue in the case. In the case. The prosecution is trying to connect Dr. Machar to the military action in Nasser. To support this, the witness pointed to WhatsApp message found on the phone of co-accused Port Kangchol. One message reportedly showed someone asking to speak with the chairman. The reply said that a normal phone call was not the best option. The witness told the court this suggested secrecy among the accused. This has raised many questions. Was it political communication? Or Was it military planning, or was it simply normal private discussion? At this stage, the court has not yet made a final judgment. The hearing was postponed until Wednesday, April 15, 2026. Riek Machar, who is currently under house arrest, faces very serious charges. These include murder, conspiracy, terrorism, treason, and crime against humanity. Meanwhile, other accused persons remain in detention. The prosecution said SPLA fighter together with Nuerwai Army force killed 257 as SPDF soldiers during the Nasser attack. They also claim military equipment worth $58 million was captured or destroyed. This case is expected to continue drawing national and international attention. Let's move on to one of the major report. This is a breaking report where SPLA retake Akobo town. Now let us move to the second major story. According to this report, fighting has broken out in Akobo County, Jonglei State today. According to a report, SPLA forces have regained control of Akobo town. This happened after what witnesses describe as an early morning military operation. Videos circulating on Monday show opposition fighter inside the town. Reports say the attack began at dawn. Multiple video clip reportedly plays SPLA soldier near the Akobo airstrip and around the county headquarters. The fighter were seen celebrating with civilians. Some footage also show army men standing beside captured military vehicles. Another clip reportedly show a senior SPLA commander in front of the county headquarters. This strongly suggests that the opposition force moved deep into the center of the town. According to local sources, the attack came from both the north and south direction. This suggests the operation was well planned. By attacking from different sides, the force may have overwhelmed government troops quickly. SPLA spokesperson Paul Maidan confirmed the development. He said Akobo had fallen under SPLA Sector 3 command. Military spokesperson Colonel Lampol Gabriel also spoke about the operation. He described it as a swift mission that started around 5:30 in the morning. According to him, the fighting lasted less than 1 hour. After that, SPLA forces took full control of the county headquarters. He also claimed that several military vehicles and weapons were captured. These reportedly include pickup truck mounted with machine gun, transport vehicles, and different type of weapon. Claims were also made that government force suffered heavy losses. However, these claims have not yet been independently confirmed. Akobo is a very important area. It lies close to the Ethiopian border. For many years, it has been one of the most contested areas in South Sudan. During the civil war, the town changed hands several times with government because of its location. Controlling Akobo gave a strong military and logistical advantage. Analysts say this new development could increase tension in Jonglei Upper Nile region. The recapture of Akobo may strengthen SPLA military presence in the area. It may also affect cross-border movement and supply routes. This comes despite the 2018 peace agreement, which was supposed to reduce violence. Sadly, fighting continues in several parts of the country. Many civilians in the area are luckily worried about their safety. The humanitarian situation may also worsen if clash continues. People are now waiting for more detail from military officials. Let's move on and let's look at deadly attack in Abyei. Now to our third heartbreaking story. At least 5 people have been killed in deadly attack in Abyei. The attack happened on Friday night in Makar Abyei village, located in Alal County. Local officials say army men suspected to be from Sudan Miseria community carried out the raid. The victims include women, children, and elderly people. One other person was seriously injured and is now receiving treatment at Abyei hospital. Authorities believe the attacker were cattle raider. Reports suggest they were targeting livestock and other property. Local youth forces reportedly responded and managed to push back the attackers. The assailant then fled towards Sudan. Abyei remains one of the most sensitive and disparate regions between Sudan and South Sudan. The area is rich in oil resources. For years, it has remained a hot spot for violence. Tension between the Ngok-Dinka and Miseria communities have often led to deadly clashes. Abyei Information Minister Yohane Akobo condemned the attack. He said innocent civilians lost their life. The commissioner of Alal County also confirmed the incident. He said the victims were carrying out daily work activities like wood cutting and charcoal burning when they were attacked. This makes the incident even more tragic. These were ordinary civilians trying to earn a living. At the time of this report, leaders from the Miseria side had not yet commented. The people of Abyei continue to live under fear and uncertainty. Here, these are very serious developments for South Sudan. A major case in Juba, fresh fighting in Akobo, and deadly violence in Abyei. All these stories show the peace and stability remain a major challenge. What do you think about this event? Do you believe peace can still hold? Leave your thought in the comment section below. Please like this video, subscribe to Changfied YouTube channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss important update. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.